everybody, here's the deal. I am on my way over to SavageCom.entertainment because I fell in love with Kimberly Michael and I want to follow all of her videos. By the way, she's me, I'm her. So follow me over there, SavageCom.entertainment. Look me up, In Love with Kimberly Michael, so you can fall in love with me too. Woman, so I'm speaking from a woman's perspective, around screaming that they're healed from their trauma self, which is the whole point of the show is women and accountability and women and accountability. I can hold myself accountable. What's good, people? Welcome to In Love with Kimberly Michael. I am her, she is me. Welcome to the show. Big shout out to SavageCom.entertainment and Jim Savage, my producer, for taking such good care of me. Yes, I brag on him all the time, and I will continue to brag on him because he literally takes care of me. And I say it all the time, and I repeat it all the time, and I'm going to continue to do so because he's dope. So tonight's show, as some of my followers know, I've been doing a new thing on TikTok and doing a little poly stuff, like having conversations about it. And I've done a few shows on the lifestyle. And it's mostly because people are, again, this is just a word thing, but at this point, people just take words and they run with them. And I'm sure that there's people on here that could say, okay, Miss Narcissist, but I'm just saying, like, legitimately, y'all know how I feel. Words like, reciprocation and compromise. And, this is one of the things where I think that what truly was and is a lifestyle has been tainted like everything else. And people are just terribly confused and don't know and don't understand, and then they don't have anybody to really, they're going to the next person who's doing it wrong and makes it look like something. That's why I'm having these conversations about lifestyles, whether it's poly, swinging, any of those things. I myself am polyamorous, but of course, a lot of my acquaintances, a lot of my friends are poly, they're swinger, they're lifestyle. And I support their lifestyle 100%. I'm in it. I'm in it. I have found that I am uniquely in it, but I'm in it nonetheless. And so, with that being said, I've been in a bunch of groups over the last few years. I've researched and educated myself. I did not just be like, this looks great. Let me just, do this and just jump into it. And I've said this recently too, I have only recently been saying verbally out loud that I'm polyamorous. I have always said for years that I'm just non-monogamous. I'm just not currently, yes, I'm not currently, I don't know what I was going to say. I got sidetracked because, of course, my phone and my computer are going off. Y'all know I can't do two things at once. Y'all know I can't look at the chat and have a conversation. But anyway, I really wanted to have these conversations. Okay, the groups. So I'm in a group now, and I'm really hoping that I don't know what they would be. I would say organizers. But the reason I think personally that their group is so different is because they truly are there to educate people. And I can appreciate that because I was uneducated myself. I had to educate myself. I didn't have any people that I could talk to. And the people that I originally started to attract were men who were interested in, triads. They wanted, their long-term goal was to have, multiple wives, and not my thing. I'm straight. And I've always been straight. Like, I just never, and I had this conversation. Y'all know how I move on my shows, so y'all know I'll go around in a circle. But I had this conversation, and I never could explain it quite right to anybody. Like, a lot of men honestly, truly, deeply in their soul feel that because I'm a woman, I should be attracted to a woman sexually. Like, there's some kind of inner something that just says to me, that I want to do that. And so I had a guy, that I had I had a relationship with for a while, a little bit, a few minutes. He was heavy poly. Like he wanted multiple. I mean, he really like every time we were together, like he really pushed the issue with me and his girl. And I really was like, I'm just not interested. Like real talk, I'm not. And he kept on. He just kept on one day. And I just looked at him and I said, "Do you want to suck somebody's dick?" He was like, "What?" I said, "Do you want to suck somebody's dick? Do you want to suck a guy's dick?" And he was like, "No, absolutely not. I don't want to suck a guy's dick." I said, "Are you sure that you don't want to suck somebody's dick?" He was like, "I am absolutely sure I don't want to suck somebody's dick." Why? I said, I don't want to eat nobody cootie cat. I don't want nobody. And then the question I get all the time, well, why don't you let them serve you? Okay. I'm again, I'm not interested. It could or could not be my past. It could or could not be my background, but I feel like I have talked to myself enough, had enough conversations with myself, had enough experience with women and men, and been in this community long enough that I'm able to stand here and proudly say, that I'm polyamorous and I'm a straight woman and I'm in a lifestyle too. I'm part of the lifestyle and I'm proud to be that, right? But again, what I have been finding out as I journey through this, because it even though it is, I've been this way for 7 years, basically. I've been poly for 7 years, polyamorous for 7 years. I have only maybe the last few years really started like attracting people in the lifestyle so that I could have more conversations, right? Because I have to educate myself as well. I don't know. I look up stuff all the time. Literally, I look up stuff all the time. And then I re-look it up, and then I look it up from somewhere else. I definitely dissect shit. And I dissected polyamorous before I ever even decided to use the word, because I always believed that polyamorous relationships, I always looked at them like polygamy and polyandry, which would have been my preference, my option for myself that I gave myself at one time was polyandry, where I wanted multiple husbands. And I've said that before, it's not a secret. So, but I always thought those were relationships. So that's why I never considered myself poly. But the more I started like really researching and getting into it and dissecting each word, because there's a lot of words, I realized I'm polyamorous, and that's fine. Like I'm okay with that, right? Like I can get with that. I have multiple lovers. It is what it is. It's really nobody's business. But the reason that I am, I'm transparent everywhere, right? It's on purpose, because again, this is part of like healing in front of people and not having an outlet, not being able to see someone in it or talk to someone in it or have a conversation with or interact with or engage with or be a part of. And I think that goes to it. So it's only been recently, again, that I've been using the word, but realizing that in this particular case, as far as polyamorous goes, it's about having multiple. Now, let's go even further, shall we, please? Because this is a big one. Consensual. Most people don't say non-consensual because they're cheaters. I mean, at the end of the day, if you think about it, really the word to use is consensual. And that's more, as far as listen, this is my insight. This is my experience based on, but saying consensual, to me, is redundant when you're in this community and you're in the lifestyle and you know what you're doing and you're educated and you understand. I shouldn't say you know what you're doing like that, but I'm saying you're educated about who you are and what you're choosing and what that looks like for you and your family and your unit and your tribe, right? It seems redundant to me. But now, because there is so much misuse of the terms, like, let me just tell you, like on a dating website, and you put even non-monogamous, I didn't even put polyamorous on there. I just put non-monogamous. These fools, the shit that they say to me in the inbox is utterly ridiculous. They think it's a fucking freak show, or, like, what time does the party start? And where do I sign up? And what days do I get? And I'm just fucking idiot shit. Okay. Like legitimately just stupid shit. So I think it's because of that. I think it's because of the invasion into the lifestyle and the terms. People are now you have to use words you shouldn't necessarily have to use. But there is consensual. I don't know that non-consensual poly exists. I guess it does. I don't know what that would look like though, but hopefully there's people from the group that I'm in that are here and that, can either in the comments or come on and fill in the blanks for me, as well as, the people who are looking to get educated. But I really do feel like people have just like broken down the whole lifestyle and turned it into something that it's not. And again, that's why I'm so, it's dope for me to be a part of this particular group, because I am fairly unique. There is another woman in the group as well. I know she has a husband and a boyfriend, and she's polyandry is my point. And so she has multiple lovers, but there's a dynamic. Everybody has their own dynamic. Like, there's just couples, there's, and I don't mean just in this group, I mean across the board. So I don't want to, with this group, I'm in multiple groups, but there's a different dynamic within poly. You have different dynamics. So like my dynamic, again, not everybody's shit. I mean, trust me when I say that I've had conversations with so many people about my own dynamic that I considered. But again, you have to understand that I truly believe in manifesting. I believe that you create your own reality, and that I would manifest whatever I choose to manifest. This was an option for me. I wanted 3 husbands closed, which, we would just be for each other, regardless of what they were to each other, or regardless of what, Jay, let me see if I can type in the comments on here. Oh, no, there's hey everyone. You know what? My comments were not coming up, you guys. So I'm sorry. I did not mean to not see any of you or acknowledge any of you. Ricky, Daryl, Shannon. I'm so sorry. Is it Shafiq? Is that correct? Shafiq? Thank you guys for showing up. I appreciate y'all. I'm so sorry. My comments weren't on. My comment stuff wasn't on. So I didn't see anybody. And some people are inboxing me saying they're here. Okay, so here's well, Jay's going to put the link in if you want to come on the show. I cannot type in I don't know why I can't type in the comments, but I'm not able to type in the comments. So I can't acknowledge, but I have people inboxing me saying that they're in here and they see me, but they can't comment. I think there's like a chat link you have to click on. I don't know if you're on your phone or your computer. But Jay, my producer, is going to put in, there's Win. Yo, what's going on? Jay's going to put a link in the chat, and you'll be able to come in if you want to come chat. If not, you are more than welcome to sit and chat. Chat lives matter. We believe that with everything we got. So there's the link to join the panel, not coin the panel, just so you know. But that's the link to join the panel. Oh, and I didn't share the show yet, but anyway, back to what I was saying. So this conversation that I want to have specifically is about consensual poly and non-consensual, if you will. And it'd be great if Gilly came on. Let me send her the link. She'll be mad if I don't send her the link. And consensual poly, non-consensual poly, and also like omissions and truths and that sort of thing. Like omissions, truths. I don't know what the other, there's another word I really want. But basically transparency, I guess, maybe. You could just call it transparency. Like, I want to have those conversations because we touched on the conversation, and Gilly was on the show, and she was very upset with me and Soul. And another one of my followers was on the show, and she was upset with us because, Gilly's very open about her situation. And, we were saying, well, like tomorrow, if your boyfriend, who is a cheater publicly, again, this is not, I'm not talking about her. She's broadcasted this on her own. And so we were saying, like, tomorrow, if he came to you and said, hey, look, let's just go ahead and be in a poly relationship. Like, we'll be in an open relationship. You can do what you want to do, and I'll do what I want to do. What would you say? And Gilly was like, absolutely fucking not going to happen. I'm not going to do it. It's never going to happen. No, 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 no. I said, okay, so are you going to leave him? And she said, probably not. I said, so you would be in a non-consensual polyamorous relationship. And she was furious with us. Jay, you were on the show. Gilly was furious with us, right? She calls me a couple weeks later and proceeds to tell me that she ran across a TikTok about a lady who found out that her husband was cheating, or the girlfriend, somebody in the relationship found out the other person was cheating. There was a wife and a girlfriend, and somebody found out and, wasn't agreeable to it, but stayed with the person anyway. And she was like, I'm in a he's still cheating, I guess. And, so I'm in a non-consensual, poly relationship. And, again, Gilly called me like, this is bullshit. Like this, I've never seen anything like this. I've never even heard of that. And then you guys said it, and now here it is, but I guess that's where, it would go to, non-consensual, I guess, if you really wanted. But at that point, you're just being nice by saying that, the person's cheating. But maybe if the person is aware technically and isn't agreeable with it, but I don't know. I mean, y'all tell me, what do y'all think? I don't know. That's a really good question. But anyway, that's why I want to have the conversation, because I want to see where lines should be drawn and where lines are not drawn, and where they need, like what needs to be done and what doesn't need to be done. Right. And so, and in this particular group too, Kim and Win Bruel, who's on here right now, him and his girlfriend, they are over it. Her name is Kimberly. Of course, because we're dope. And it's just, again, it's a really dope group. I'm glad they're here. I invited I invited the entire group. I'm just going to be honest with you. And of course, I, invited some other people that are in the community, because more so than the people that aren't in the community. And that's because I want to be able to have an open conversation. Jay, I wanted to tell you, I meant to tell you off the jump. First of all, everybody who's here, please take a moment just to subscribe, like the show, and share the shit out of the show, please. You can share it anywhere. It's public. Anybody can come on. But I wanted to say, Jay, if at any point on this particular show it got crazy, don't even hesitate. Don't even hesitate. You have my full permission to. The shows don't ever get too crazy or too wild. We've only had maybe, 1, 2, talking twos and that sort of thing. But I'm just saying. So the dope thing about this group too is that Kim, and when they put up these questions, or so we can openly answer them, and then it's basically turns into a dialogue, right? Or I don't know if it's Kim, again, they would be able to say more than that, but every once in a while they post a question, or, pick this yes or no kind of thing, a tally or a tolly or a tally. Kim's finally here. Kim's finally here. That's Poly Curiosity Group Queen. And that is Kimberly. And thank you guys for showing up. I truly appreciate the support. It's important. What you're doing is important. And, and I think it's important to just have conversations about it. So anyway, those are the conversations that I want to have tonight. I want to have a conversation about consensual and non-consensual and what that looks like. I've also seen a couple of posts where Kim's had to put her foot down. This is not a game. This is not some sexual, escapade for all of us, right? We're here to support a group of people who are like-minded and who believe the same things that we do and have the same mindset that we do. What's going on, Gemini? What's going on, sir? And it's important to keep it there, right? And I think Kim and Win do a great job of that. They don't really have any tolerance for the bullshit. You can go to them, openly and be like, hey, this happened. When I first got in, I don't know all the rules of engagement. That's what I'm saying. I live a very particular certain type of life. It falls into a lifestyle category. And what's funny is The main thing I tell people when I meet them is that I live a very peaceful and discretionary life. And then here I am on fucking YouTube telling everybody I have multiple lovers. But at the end of the day, I mean, y'all have no idea how many of my lovers have been on the show. Y'all have no idea that I've been on here and there'll be 3 or 4 lovers on the thing, you know, rooting for me and everything or whatever. But that's my point. Like, I still live a very discretionary life. With that being said, you know, then I turn around and I'm just completely transparent on this end. But, you know, my neighbors wouldn't know if they saw me in the store that I was their neighbor, like real talk. I'm not in the streets. I'm not out there. I don't go a lot of places. I don't fuck with a lot of people. I don't tell a lot of people my like actual business. Like me talking about this is one thing, but me telling names and dates and times and what we're doing, that sort of thing is something else. So, so let's talk about it. Shall we? Let's talk about consensual and non-consensual first. What's going on, Mary? Good to see you. Okay, let's read the comments real quick because I don't want to miss any of that. Kim's finally here. Shannon, I think it's up to the couple as far as what they can or can't do. Good evening. It's the the Gemini. Gem. I call him Gem. What's up, Miss Mary? I think I called everybody out. Everybody's name that's on here that I can see anyway, right? And Jay put the link in there. Again, if you guys want to jump on it anytime, you're more than welcome to. You'll jump backstage and then he'll move you through. And let me share the show again. And y'all make sure you have hit the like button. But so let's talk about consensual and non-consensual and consensual and non-consensual. And Shannon, you think it's up to the couple as far as what they can or can't do. I agree. I mean, if you're in a couple situation, absolutely 100% up to the person to, the couple themselves. I absolutely agree. And I think that every couple should, and I believe this about relationships in general, it shouldn't be based on something somebody else does unless it just happens to be something that you like. So I don't look at any couple on any realm, any place and say, I want to be like them. I have a goal to be like that because I believe that I will have an individual, unique relationship with my person. And I believe that everybody should. But I do absolutely believe that it's up. Consensually, it should be up to everybody. So here's some of my experiences, right? Here's some of my experiences with a couple of people that I've run into. So so one of the first dudes that I actually ran into, Kim says, every person makes their own, every couple makes up their own rules that works for them. That makes sense. I mean, that makes all the sense in the world because it's their dynamic. Initially it's their dynamic, right? And they absolutely should. So my consensual, non-consensual shit comes in where like the very first guy that we were not in a relationship, but we did see each other a couple of times and hung out a few times. And he was down for being one of a husband. Like that was an okay goal. If that ended up that's where we went, he was okay with that. He was into that lifestyle. And he was down for polyandry, and that was all fine and good. He swore that he was single. And the first weekend that we were away together, he came. He was only about an hour from me, but the first weekend we spent together, and he came here to Birmingham. This was several years ago, you guys, by the way. But he came to Birmingham. The entire weekend, he was harassed by this woman. And she was like showing up at his parents' house. And, and I was like, what's going on? He swore up and down, like, I'm not with this woman. She's completely, psychotic and blah, 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 this and that, the other. And I'm like, listen, this relationship has to be consensual, not just with us. Consensual does not mean that it is consensual between you and I, that I have multiple lovers. And that you are not, this means that the people that you are involved with as well. So all of my lovers know that I have other lovers. All of them know that I have other lovers. None of them think that they are my person. None of them think that I am going to be with them forever. None of them think that I am going to be in a monogamous relationship with them. Every one of them is aware that they have an end date. That's just the reality of my lifestyle. And saying it out loud sounds a little harsh, but that's just the truth of the matter. I have a person, and that is my person, and no one else is my person, and that is the person that I am going to be with, and everyone else has an end date, and that's just the reality of it, right? And that's I let that be known. I let that, and trust me, guys give me the business. I get drilled. I don't know about y'all, but I do get drilled quite a bit. And maybe y'all could answer these questions too. If y'all get a lot of questions all the time, if when you put it out there that you're, poly or whatever be the case. And, but I get, like, well, what happens if I fall in love with you? What happens if you fall in love with me? And it's easy for me to answer because I told the last guy that started the 52 questions with me, he said, well, what happens if you fall in love with me? And I said, I probably will fall in love with you. I mean, fuck him. He don't know me, but y'all met me. I fall in love with everybody. Y'all know what I like to say. I fall in love with everybody that I meet. I fall the fuck out of love with them, but I fall in love with everybody I meet. So 9 times out of 10, I probably am going to fall in love with you. Unless you're just a complete dick, I'm going to fall in love with you. I'm going to fall in love with you. And, but that, unfortunately, the way, or fortunately, however you look at it, the way that I was built, I'm very logical about things, and I understand that I'm going to fall in love with people, but I understand that what I am manifesting for myself has to do with what I'm manifesting for myself and the person that shows up. That's for me, that my person. And that's what I'm manifesting. You don't have to like it. You don't have to be a part of it. You don't have to agree to it. But let's go back to the word consensual. This means that not only me and my lovers know, this means that you and your lovers know. Though the girls that you are sleeping with have to know that you are either in an open relationship with them or you are in a non-monogamous relationship with them. Like you get no opportunities with me, right? So if you're in an open consensual relationship and you don't share that with me, I'm out. And that doesn't have anything to do with anything about like the person or but it's like, I feel like I don't see why there's a reason to omit information or lie when you don't have to. And there's a difference, and I will agree to that for the sake of this show. I don't really personally agree to that. I think omission is for a reason. Now, I have heard that some people, I'm in an open relationship. How we move is that initially he wanted me to be introduced to his, I'm not interested. I have no desire to speak to them, be in a relationship with them. I don't want to be friends with them. My energy is about him. My energy has nothing to do with them. That's just how I feel. I'm not mad at them. I'm not upset at them. I don't feel one way or the other about them. I have no desire to deal with them. So, we don't ask, don't tell policy. I know that he's out doing what he does. I know who he deals with, at what level he deals with them. Out of respect for me, he'll tell me if there's a new person, but that's as far as it goes. I don't have any conversation with him about my life and who I'm involved with, other than he knows I have other lovers, and the same with my lovers. Now, I will say that I only have one that really is he every time I say, my other lover or whatever, but that's how I talk and that's how I move. And if you don't ask me something, 2 of my lovers are barbers, which I think is phenomenal. And the one barber was like, who cuts your hair? And I was like, my lover. he was like, he does a great job. And I was like, I know, right? Like, thank you. I appreciate it. Like, he does do he's a phenomenal barber. That's the extent of my conversations though, right? Like, I'm not, when, where, how, what, other than that, like, it's very, limited or brief. But part of the reason why I got into this and I started this is because I felt like being on a more open platform and with more honest and open individuals who are less judgmental than most people, that, it would be freeing for me to be able to be open and honest about what I'm doing. Again, we don't have conversation. My understanding is some of the people in some of the groups, I guess it has to be like the woman would have to approach for both of them. Some of them agree that the men will approach for both of them. Some of them both approach. I personally, the majority of the time when I get approached, I get approached by couples as a couple. I have never been individually. That's not true. I have been individually approached, but not on a couple. So we're talking about a couple. Couples approach me. Every couple that's ever approached me as a couple approached me as a couple. And I'm going to be honest with you. I've had more respect from couples across the board on dating websites than I have had for some men. Like the percentage wise of couples that have conversation and reach out to me, it is a different level of conversation. It's a much more mature conversation. It's a much more dignified conversation. It's a dope ass conversation. Like for real. Wynn and I both look for women, but we bring anyone we find to the other person. So either one of you can reach out to people and you just say, like, you tell each other, right? Like, hey, I reached out to so-and-so, that's what you're saying. You just kind of have, see, and dating couples is the best of both worlds. Yes, we have no secrets. Right, exactly. And you're not supposed to. I have found, though, that I've talked to a couple of guys, and until I said something, they didn't say something. And so that makes me wonder if, are you really in a poly relationship, and, if they're really telling the truth, because I'm talking immediately. I don't know. I just feel like, I put mine out there immediately, especially when I'm not on the dating websites anymore, but when I was, it's on there that I'm non-monogamous. I let people know immediately. And as soon as they chat with me, like, I still let them know, like, I let them know upfront, you did read my profile, right? You read my entire fucking profile and you do understand. And I appreciate the guys that start asking me questions, but I already know it's not for them. Just being honest. I don't know what your guys' experiences are, but if a man starts asking me questions about it, 9 times out of 10, it's not really something that he can do. Like, he's been, I don't want to say he's where he's at. He's not, I'm not there to change him, but 9 times out of 10, when they start asking me certain questions, like, well, what does that look like? Well, what do you mean you have a boyfriend? Whatever. Like, when they start asking me those kind of questions, I'm already pretty sure they're not going to hang out. And I'm probably not going to keep them around, because it's not really who they are. I don't personally think you just can get up one day and decide that that's what you're going to do and then just maneuver through it like that. It's not that easy. It's almost like as a woman being feminine. You're not just going to get up one day and decide that you ran across a man that you like and you're going to show up feminine and your feminine energy and you're going to create a feminine environment. And it doesn't happen that way. It takes time. You have to educate yourself. You have to know who you are, who you're becoming, what you want, how you want it. And that's, again, one of the beautiful things about this platform that Kim and Wynn have, is that it is really, truly an educational platform. People can ask questions. You can pretty much be exactly who you are on here. In their group. You can be who you are. There's chats, there's events. They have events. I did not go. You have to love yourself, Kim. Absolutely. 100%. Absolutely. I mean, adore yourself. And that Jay has a lot of shows We both have dating profiles, but our pictures on each other's page, you always know there's right. Yeah. Yeah. And that's how I hope, I mean, if y'all don't mind, but that's how I met Kim and Win, is that I was on a dating profile. That's where I met them. But y'all already know how that is. There's plenty of people that follow me on here that's where I met them at dating, because you never know who you're going to meet on a dating profile. I have met I say this all the time. I've met the most exceptional people dating. I don't know what everybody else is doing. I've met some duds by all means, but I've met truly exceptional people on a dating website. Like, we weren't for each other or, whatever, but they were dope ass people. Like, what are you going to do? Not hang out with dope ass people? That's ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense. So, but yeah. And that's how I met them. And it was both of them. Like, they were, and I was like, I love y'all. Like, I was immediately like, I love y'all. But I was, again, so everybody has their own dynamic. Everybody has their, but when we're talking consensual, and when we're talking, to me, omission. And so I ran across a situation where somebody came for me in one of the groups I was in. It was a few months ago, maybe even longer. Maybe it was in the last 6 months. That part I know. But he approached me. We were in the group together, and he approached me, and we chit-chatted for a while. Like, I say a while, but y'all know me, like a couple of weeks, maybe a week, a couple of weeks. Like, we're pretty close to the point of like actually meeting up and having conversation. And then I found out, I don't know how, I saw a post maybe or something, and he is in a relationship, an open relationship, which is great. That's beautiful. That's fine. But I had to ask him. I had to say, have we had a conversation about your relationship status? And so the conclusion of, I'm not going to go into any detail because it's easy enough to just explain the conclusion. The conclusion was, he omits the information because they have the same policy as I do, where we don't tell we're not. I'm not calling up everybody, hey, by the way, I'm sleeping with so-and-so tonight. We don't do that. That's not what we do. But his explanation to me, and I don't know if he can, if I don't know if he came on. I invited him on, to be honest with you. I invited him on to have the conversation. I told him I would love to have this conversation online in an open dialogue. And he said he would love it, but I don't know if he's going to come or not. With that being said, so I'm not going to say, obviously I never would say his name anyway, but I'm just saying. So anyway, the conclusion is this: I don't believe in omission. I am here in this lifestyle because it is transparent. People are transparent. People are honest. We're open. We understand what it feels like. A lot of us have been cheated on and been in those relationships where, we know what that looks like and what that feels like. We don't want to be part of it on any level, and you just have to say, I have people say all the time, oh, I can't tell somebody that because they might not this and that and the other. This is what I say. If somebody doesn't choose you because of the way that you move, then what do you want them around for anyway? If you tell them the truth of who you are and they don't accept you, why would you then offer them up a lie to be in their space with you if y'all don't have the same energy, right? So I had to ask. The end result was, he determined in his mind and what he believes. I am not judging him. I'm just stating a fact that it is my responsibility to find out everybody's relationship status. It's my responsibility to do my due diligence, to go through the group and look at all the pictures and look at all the posts and acknowledge. I told him it was not my responsibility to do so, that the reason we call this consensual poly relationships is because it's consensual on every part. There was not going to be a conclusion. He desperately wanted me to engage with him and believe what he believed. And I told him just like straight up, I hear you. I understand what you are saying. But you omitting the fact that you're in a relationship, open or closed, to me it's an omission, and it's not okay. Like, I don't move that way. And so if we don't have the same energy, we don't move the same way, we don't have the same mindset, then there's no reason for us to continue trying to have, anything further. And again, one of the reasons why I did the show was because of the conversation. And again, I did invite him on to have the conversation. And so I can't, I'm ad-libbing right now, but that was the end result. He thought it was my responsibility. I felt it was his responsibility. And so that's another reason why I want to have the conversation about omissions, truths, transparency, honesty. I mean, a lot of people are not who they say they are. I mean, I believe that immensely. A lot of people are not who they say they are. A lot of people tell me a lot of times I shouldn't tell people who I am immediately. I shouldn't say that I'm polyamorous. I shouldn't tell people that, I'm straight. I shouldn't tell people that I'm pro-Black. I shouldn't tell people. I don't give a, let me tell you something. Those are the main things, the main parts of who I am, the main core of who I am. I'm upfront about it. Like, this is who I am. This is what I do. This is whatever. Right. And, I do that to the best of my ability. Sometimes, honestly, especially with my background, I have a tendency to be overly concerned. So I'll be overly concerned of a connection, or that somebody knows somebody, or that somebody doesn't know somebody. But there is no way. And I'm just, y'all can take this any fucking way you want to. And I mean this for everybody. There is no way. Like, my days would be consumed with tracking down every man that hit on me, to go into the groups that I'm in, and then go through the groups, and then, try to find out. I'm not saying I did or didn't. I'm not going to say one way or the other, because I can't tell you I did or didn't. I saved all my threads, so I could go back and look. But I normally ask specifically, like, what's your relationship status? I almost always ask what your relationship status is, because it's important in this type of environment that who the players on the field, and the field that you're playing on, what kind of grass you're playing in. And if you're allergic, you need to know this kind of shit, right? And so I personally think, like, it doesn't make any sense to do it that way. But there ended up being an open discussion about it. And some people were saying that, he doesn't have to tell necessarily, because that's their relationship and what they do is whatever. And then other people were like, no, he really should, be upfront and tell. I talked to multiple people about the situation, because I'm not just going to assume that what I'm thinking is right or wrong or indifferent. But what the conclusion that I came to for myself is that I don't want omission. I want people to be upfront and there's no reason for you to omit anything from me. I am not a person that you have to lie to, or omit anything, or keep anything from. I'm not her. You telling me the truth doesn't guarantee that we gonna fuck with each other. By all means, I could end up walking away from you with your truth, with the truth of what you tell me. But I'd rather that be the case. I'd rather be the case that I walked away from you. Everybody should have the choice. I should have the choice to say that I'm going to fuck with you based on your truth. And you should have the, there's things that I have to tell people that I don't want to have to tell people, that I'm very upfront with and open with, that I don't want to be upfront and open with. And it's a bad conversation for me. It always has been. And I don't want to do those things, but I do anyway, because it's fucking important. It's important to be upfront and truthful with where you're at. If you don't want to be truthful and honest and open because you feel that you'll get, pushback, or you have gotten pushback or you have feedback, from people that didn't appreciate you being open with them or didn't believe what if you told a person your truth and they didn't believe you or they felt some type of way about it, would that even be somebody you want to fuck with? Because I would deem them unfuckable with. If I told somebody my truth and they didn't like it or they didn't believe it and pushed back on me, why would I want to continue to be in their presence? I wouldn't even want to. Gilly always says to me all the time how astonished she is, how astonishing it is to her that how quickly I can find and see bad behavior in people, how quickly it shows up, and how quickly I'll step off after the bad behavior. And she was like, I just don't understand. She thinks, a lot of people that love me feel like I should be with my person and I should be getting married and living my best life in a beautiful monogamous relationship. Yes, my end goal is monogamy, folks. And some of my friends and family who know me and love me and know how much I believe in love and, what I want for myself, think that my dating has been unfair to me, that my dating circumstances have been unfair to me, that men have been unfair to me, and that their behaviors have been, whatever. And I get that. But every time someone shows up and immediately presents some bad behavior or whatever be the case, I'm thankful to the universe for not staying there in that moment. I'm thankful that I'm strong enough and I have become exactly who I know I am to be so that I can make choices like this. And I can say, no matter how dope you are, no matter how much we get along, no matter how much we have in common, no matter what our vibe is, no matter what our connection is, if there's bad behavior involved, I am able and I'm strong enough to turn around and walk away. And I am grateful to the universe when they show me. I say all the time, the universe does this on purpose for me because the universe knows that when I will fall in love. I will absolutely 100% fall in love with the person that I'm with. And if you even give me an inclination that you want to be there forever, I'll let that shit ride. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna let that shit ride, right? Because I have no problem with being in love. I think love is the most beautiful and natural exceptional thing that exists on this planet. And I know that it doesn't run out. And I know the arguments for poly. And I openly and honestly love the lifestyle. I have lived both ways and I know who I am choosing to become. And I am choosing for my last relationship for the rest of my life to be monogamous. That's just what I'm doing. Until then, I'm going to live my best polyamorous life, though. Until then, that's what I'm going to do. So let me read the comments. While I'm reading the comments, you guys, please like, subscribe, and share the shit out of the show. For real. I appreciate everybody commenting. And again, there's a link in the chat. If anybody wants to chime in, you guys are welcome to come up and have a conversation. So Kim says, Wynn made faces at me. Kim says, people need to stop pretending to be something they're not. Agreed. We talked about that. You have to ask specific questions because people like to play word games. I agree with that as well, too. You do have, because again, and correct me if I'm wrong, people are just screwing up the whole poly swinger lifestyle. They're just taking these words and just doing whatever. They're not even understanding what they're doing. They're literally doing stuff and claiming this lifestyle, and that's not what they're doing. It's not even close to what we're doing. We all have choices, and we choose what we tolerate. Yes, I agree. Absolutely. And that was the final thing. Like, I know who I am. I know what I'm doing. I understand. This person was very upset with me that I decided not to engage with him moving forward. And I just said, omission is not something that's not the type of energy I want to be in. I get it. I understand. I'm not judging you for it. If that's how you move, cool. That's how you move. There's plenty of women that will be okay with that. I'm fine with that. Perfect. It's just not for me. And I don't want to engage past that point. So Maybe he's used to dealing with monogamous women that aren't ready to hear the truth. That could very well be. That could very well be. But here's what I'll say to that right there. If he's, again, this goes back, and I kind of said this, if he's dealing with, regardless of what they, monogamous or otherwise, if they don't accept him for who he is and accept him as the truth that he is offering to them as his truth, then he shouldn't fuck with them anyway. Right? Like if they're not, if you stand in front of somebody and tell them your truth and they look at you and they say to you, you are lying, or I don't believe you, then you don't need to fuck with them anyway. So if he was dealing with women who didn't like what he was saying or were rude to him or gave him shit or, started shit or whatever they did, because I didn't ask that question of him. And that could very well be, he could have been getting a lot of pushback from a lot of women that were like, no, you lying. I get that. But if you don't believe what I tell you at face value, because I'm not going to introduce you to my lover, to my boyfriend. I'm not going to introduce you to him, not you, but you know what I mean? Like I'm not introducing my people to him. So they have to take my word on it. You have to take my word that I'm in an open relationship. There's no other way that's going to happen. It's just going to be my word, because you're not going to be introduced. So without an introduction or y'all entertaining each other, there's nothing that you have but your word. And in this community, your word should be enough. If you're in this community, you should either be educating yourself or well educated enough that you can stand in your truth in this community. That's just how I feel about it. I feel like we should be more free in this community than outside of this community. That's how I feel personally. M says, Gemini, the wife likes for me to make initial contact, and after I get to know their character, then she's introduced to them. But she knows who and when I speak with someone. Okay, so it's kind of the same thing. So the same thing with Kim and Wynn. They know when they're at least even conversing, they know. And that's cool. And then there's me. Me and my boyfriend, the exact opposite. We don't have those conversations. But we're not looking for a triad. We're not looking for a triad either. So it's a completely different situation, but it's still, my point is that y'all have the conversations. Kim and Wynn have the conversations. I don't have those type of conversations. Thank God, because okay. There's bad people everywhere. You still have to do your due diligence to find quality people. Agreed. I mean, that's just, that's across the board, isn't it? Boyfriend, girlfriend, all of that. So friends, acquaintances, people that you work with, it's just across the board. And it's sad because you guys were probably perfect for each other. I mean, you never know. I mean, and it is, I mean, you just never know. I mean, you never know. You never know. I've had people say to me, because I'm so harsh, they feel like I'm really harsh, that, I could potentially, I don't want to say lose, because I don't believe that, but that potentially miss a connection. I've had people tell me that, honestly. So unfortunately, you can't trust people's word. I mean, you can't, but some of us, again, with us in this community, based on the fact that how we all move differently, I mean, you kind of got to. I mean, I understand what you're saying. You can't, but I mean, I want to. Like, I will initially take you for your word unless I feel like you've broken that. But then there's no reason for me to continue to be, to fuck with you. I have a good friend that I have debated in great length about how honesty is the best policy. It is. Some people in the lifestyle, oh, hold on, I'm missing. Some people in the lifestyle feel they have to hide in shame. I have a good friend. Sorry, Jay. Jay hates me. Sorry. Some people in the lifestyle feel they have to hide in shame. And see, I mean, and y'all know this, and I'm going to be on, so I'm going to share something. Because y'all, so I've met Kim and Wynn. They live in the area that I live in. We've hung out. And I tried to tell them, because y'all know me, y'all follow me. My followers have been following me for a long time. I've been doing this for a minute. And the last thing that y'all would think about me is that I'm shy. But the reality is that I really am truly, believe it or not, I'm fucking shy. I'm really fucking shy, right? So there was a party, and I literally was supposed to go. Like I went through this whole thing. I was gonna go. I didn't go. It's literally the fourth party that I haven't went to. And I've also, like, even with Kim and Wynn, like, just hanging out with them, we ate dinner and drank, and we had a great time. But they'll tell you, like, it took a lot to just get me. They were like, can you just come the fuck over already and have a fucking drink and chill the fuck out? Can you just, like, do that? And, I had a couple of guys, in the group approach me. It takes me a few times to actually get there. That's just what I'm saying. Like, for me to actually engage and do stuff, it takes a little while. And, like, everybody in the group is so free, like, and I don't mean, I'm not saying I'm not free by any means, because I am, but initially to get started, right? So today's Titty Tuesday, right? And we have like a group, Kim has like a group chat, and then she has like an all women's chat, which is even doper. And on the all group chat, I think it was Wynn started it, like, hey, it's Titty Tuesday, da da da, Well, big brave me, Miss Shy Pants, I was the first one, like, Titty Tuesday, right? And, like, I don't know, half an hour, 45 minutes in. Now, mind you, nobody's shy in the group. Nobody's shy about pictures in the group any other time, right? I was like, y'all, I'm taking my picture down. If y'all, as shy as I am, y'all got me the only woman in the chat with my titties out, going screaming, Titty Tuesday or whatever. But then everybody showed up. It was dope. So I wasn't mad about it. It made me, good night. Oh, that's in my chat. I'm thinking it's in here. It's in the chat. But all right. So let me finish reading I stopped reading the comments. So it's sad because you guys are probably perfectly okay. Some people in lifestyle feel, I hate that people in the lifestyle hide in shame, but they truly believe it's not. Some people, yeah, I hate that, honestly. Some people have been poly 10 years and their own parents don't know. The lifestyle is definitely hidden. That's why we are here to spread the truth. Exactly. I agree, Wynn. And you know what's crazy? So Jay, I wish you knew right now that I want to say something. I know I want to say something. So, and then I know the reverse to that. What's up, Ashan? Thanks for showing up. I appreciate you. But I want to say, I know somebody, and like his daughter, like he's in the lifestyle, and I don't want to call out his seat, so I won't say his name, but he's in the lifestyle, and his daughter's in the lifestyle. She has two boyfriends, and like I'm talking to him one day, and he's like, I'm at dinner with my daughter and her lovers. Like, they're all at dinner. I mean, listen, I love that shit. I think it's, I think it's fucking dope when you can be open and honest. I think it's dope as fuck when you can be free. I mean, I am not publicly, I know this sounds insane, but honestly, my private life is not have anything to do with my podcast. My family, other than my seeds, my family, other than Gilly, the majority of the people that are here have nothing to do with my actual private life. I mean, now a little bit more, it's a little bit different now, but I'm saying for the most part, like on my, main page, on my main social media page, I'll say something every once in a while, but unless you really know, you don't know. And it's not that I'm ashamed or anything, but I get it. Like my parents, they're in their 70s and they've already had to do the black thing with me. And I just don't know. Like my mother knows, but she doesn't look at it that way. She just thinks I have a lot of boyfriends, and she's okay with that. She was married for 20 years. And when she left my father, she had boyfriends, lots of boyfriends. So, she just sees it as me having lots of boyfriends, and she doesn't mind. But if I started talking like polyamorous and all that, she would definitely have a conversation and be, doing having a different conversation. But I hate that people in this life, in the lifestyle, whatever it is, it's hard enough to stand in front of people who aren't in this lifestyle. But to have to stand in this lifestyle in front of people and be shamed, that is not okay. And I think it is because, again, this goes back to everybody has misconstrued everything about the lifestyle, about poly, about swingers, and they've just put it in this big pot and stirred it all up, and they just start spooning shit out, right? And so there's no rhyme or reason. You know, everything is very specific. There is a history to everything. It's not just one way, but it's also, there's still a foundation in this lifestyle. And again, if you're standing in front of somebody and you're not able to speak your truth to them for whatever reason, whether it's going to be their reaction to you, whether they're not going to like you, whether they're not going to move forward with the relationship with you, whatever be the case, if you can't stand firmly in your truth, then what are we doing? And that's any of us on any level, but especially in this lifestyle, we should not have to, all of us in this group, in any group that I'm in, not this group, in the lifestyle group, all of us in the lifestyle knows what it feels like to be shunned. We understand what it feels like to live in this lifestyle and what people think about us, and that people judge us, and that people look at us a funny kind of way. And of course, we have people who love us and who accept us and who appreciate it. But specifically right now, I'm talking about the people that don't. We know what it feels like to be shunned. We know what it feels like to have to explain our fucking selves to people. We understand what it feels like to have to explain having lovers. You know, like, I can't tell you how many people say to me all the time, nobody ever says lovers. I never heard that before. Well, bitch, you know what it is. You know, it's a lover. A lover is a lover. Like, you know, I've had somebody, what do you mean by lover? What the fuck do you think I mean by lover? Like, that's stupid shit. It's stupid questions, right? We get that. So for our community, the last thing we should have to do is feel ashamed of who we are, how our relationship operates, how we move, how we look at it, how we go, what we do, whether it's me and him, you and her, him and him, her and her. I mean, I don't, you know, we are the last ones that should be standing and allowing someone to stand in front of us. And hold on, y'all, I got to answer the phone. Baby girl, I'm on my podcast. I'm on my podcast. Love you, bye. That's good news. That means she's not. So that's my daughter. Sorry, I had to answer that phone when she calls, but you know, my seeds are now aware. All of my seeds, they're all grown too, of course, but all of them know now that, you know, that I have this lifestyle. And other than them and my best friend and everybody public on my podcast, I'm not open with my shit either. But especially when we're in a closed community, I mean, when you're, again, this show is specifically about consensual and non-consensual, which I gave you my closest definition of idea of what non-consensual would look like, and like omission and truth and transparency, right? And, you know, like I said, because Wynn brought up the fact that there could have been, you know, people who felt a certain type of way. I don't think we feel ashamed in the lifestyle, but to the rest of the world, it's nobody's business, but people will shun you. Yeah, they will. I mean, now I follow a couple of prominent poly people. I follow a woman and a man that's in a relationship. I think his name's, I don't know his name. I don't want to say his name wrong, but he's pretty prominent in the community. And he's aesthetic. Him and his people are aesthetically pleasing to the eye. Like, they're just fucking perfectly beautiful, all of them. I feel like his last name's Wesley, but I could be wrong. Or it might be his first name. But I know someone that was denied a job because she was openly poly. Well, first of all, hopefully she got a fucking attorney. That's the first thing, because that's not okay. Yeah, I mean, that's just unacceptable. But I feel like a lot of people are being more open about it, like more, you know, that's why and it's not easy, to be honest, for me either. And and seriously, it's not necessarily like, oh, hey, I'm, you know, but I feel it's necessary. Like, I feel that there's probably other women, especially like me, because again, I mean, even, and I'm just being honest, it has nothing to do with anybody specific or the groups or anything like that, or any specific group. I'm just being honest. I know that I'm different, even in the lifestyle. I know that I don't want to say I get treated differently because that's not exactly the case. But there are a lot of couples and there are a lot of bi women. And so there's a lot of participation, I guess, that I'm not going to be involved. I wouldn't be involved in, right? And there's a lot of things that, so and I don't want to say left out because that's not a good word either. But because I'm different, and then again, that's why I'm doing what I'm doing, because everybody's different. Everybody has their own preference. Yes, there's certain things that are just kind of a natural rhythm, and you kind of move, but within each dynamic, they have their own dynamic. She doesn't know it was a conversation I heard. I know someone that was denied a job. Oh, she doesn't know it was a conversation I heard. Oh. That sucks. But listen, I'll tell you a story. I won't say the corporation's name because I don't know if I can or not, but I actually, this is not there's no part of this that's a good story, but my ex tried to get a job at a firm, at a brokerage firm. And everything, he sent in his resume, everything went well. The phone interview was spectacular. They couldn't wait to get him in there. I did not work there. I didn't work there. He was just someplace he was applying. This was in Florida, in Daytona Beach. And he went in to meet the manager. They never even would call him back. They wouldn't take his phone calls. Mind you, he's a brother. Now, I could not prove or deny one way or the other. And nobody knows this, but I'm about to make it public. I took his resume and put my name on it and turned it in and went in for the interview and got the job. I cannot make this shit up. But we were so fucking broke at that time that I took the job anyway. They offered me the job. I fucking took it. Like, it was all about us proving something one way or the other. But I took the fucking job because at that point we needed the money. It was just what it was. I lived in poverty with this man for 20 years. So to get a decent job making halfway decent money, I was taking it. And it was fucked up and ugly and it was not okay, but it's what happened, right? But to this situation, like it's not okay, especially when and I think personally, and I don't know if there's a way. I don't, because at some point there's going to always be, it's so multifaceted, wouldn't you guys say? And so diverse within the community itself. Again, like my preference would have been multiple husbands in a closed circle. I call it a circle. I could be wrong by saying that, but in closed, like I said on one of my videos, like I knew I know that I'm going to end up being in a monogamous relationship, whether that's with one man or three men. I don't know. I'm not sure how many men it's going to be with, but it would be monogamous nonetheless. Like, I have no desire to, I've had a very interesting life, and I've been able in multiple situations to live in two different dynamics of life in a multitude of things, right? The lifestyle as a whole is growing and people are coming out more and more, but it takes time. And for some people, there's a lot of other factors. That's why we do what we do. Yes, monogamous is one-on-one. Yes, I know. I'm just being funny. But I would be one-on-one with them. So if you have multiple men, you're still poly. Yeah. Of course I'm poly. Yeah, it would be a polyandry relationship. Right. But I was definitely being funny. Like, I was going to be monogamous with them. I know that I'm not monogamous with them, but that's not the case. I don't think that's the case. I don't think that that's not my end goal. Again, my end goal is absolute monogamous. I have no desire to be with multiple men. I have lived that lifestyle. Again, I love it. I have no problem with it. It's just not my end goal. Maybe because of my age, I don't know, but it's just not. Yes, no, closed, definitely a closed. I say circle, but I could be, I don't know all the verbiage and all that. I just know what my intention was. But yeah, I say closed circle. Like, it would have been My perfect polyandry relationship would have been 3 husbands, closed circle, or closed. And see, that's why we're having this show. That's why we're doing this, because again, like I said at the beginning of the show, I don't know. I've been researching, I've been studying, I've been doing, as it pertains to me, but there's so much really out there and going on, and so much that we need to be educated about, and so many things that we need to have a conversation about, and I just feel like, question, Kim, would you date bisexual men? I get asked that all the time. I don't know why I wouldn't. I've never met, I'm going to be honest, as far as I know, I have never met a bisexual man. I don't think I would have a problem with them being bisexual. So like, if they were into each other, like if we were still closed and 2 of them or all of them or all of us, like, I don't think I would have a problem. I've honestly never been in that particular scenario, but I'm saying, based on just me and who I am, I don't personally think I would have a problem with that. I don't think I would have a problem with that. I think it would be okay. Now, once I was in it, would it change my mind or be around? I don't know, but I've never been in it. I just know that I don't think it would. It doesn't matter to me one way or the other. If we all love one another and we can all sleep together at night, that's fine with me. I'm climbing up on everybody all night. What you mean? I have a great appetite. So I have, I'm sorry, my chair's doing weird shit. So my apologies, guys, for all the activity over here, but my chair I hit the wrong button, I guess. But, yeah, I think I would. I'm going to say yes. When I'm going with yes. Yes is my final answer. I did it again on the fucking chair, you guys. Yes is my final answer. I think I probably would. I don't see why I wouldn't, personally. I don't see why I wouldn't. But I don't think there's a lot of that either, is there? There's not. I haven't run into, I haven't had any guys come approach me in any of my groups that I'm in, saying that they're bisexual and, they want to. I haven't had 2 men approach me. I know that. I haven't had 2 men approach me at all. I've had somebody say they could make that happen for me. That I got asked about it recently, and they said they could make that happen for me. And, I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with multiple men at a time. So whatever that looks like. Yeah. Are there bisexual men in the group that you know of? Can you answer that without, you're not telling their names, but I'm just curious. And listen, so let me tell you guys this real quick, because I just want to back up real quick and tell you this. And then I'm going to have Jay do anything, because I got to get more water. In 1 second, Jay, do the subscribe, like, or share, whatever, or something. But, so when I decided on polyandry, I did start specifically dating. I dated with the purpose polyandry, men who were interested in polyandry, but the men that I ran across weren't bisexual. None of them were bisexual. But they didn't have a problem with me having multiple husbands, so bisexual men are not usually in groups with heterosexual, homophobic men. Bisexual men are not usually in groups with heterosexual, homophobic men. Only way you might get your close relationship with 2 men. Only my opinion. Only way you might get your close relationship with 2 men. What if they're bisexual? Is that what you're saying? When that's the way? Is for them to be bisexual? I just want to make sure that's what you're saying. Get your close relationship with 2 men, that they have to be bi. As far as I can tell, yes. Yeah, as far as I can tell, I don't think I have a problem with that. Look, I'm going to stop my cam. I have to get water. Jay, subscribe, like, share, and I'm sure Jay can do like something for like 20 seconds. 20 seconds, Jay. All right. All right. Sorry, my bad. I had to get water though. You're on the show, everyone. Did I come back? I came back. Sorry, I had to get more water. I literally drank that whole cup of water. So I've had multiple. I've had multiple conversations with a lot of people. Y'all have to understand too. I attract, because of the mindset that I have, I attract a lot of extremely masculine men, where the poly mindset comes more from like the Nation of Islam type of mindset. Like, and I'm just honestly. And so my initial conversations were with men like that. Like, Kim, you have to have a masculine man. You're never going to find 3 masculine men. There's never going to be 3 masculine men that are going to want one woman. And then you include the dynamic that I'm a white woman, and, most Black men are, looking for multiple women. Again, there's so many different reasons why behind the poly. Initially, I attracted not men that were for me, but the men that I was attracted to or that I attracted to myself. Again, not for relationships, just in general, were revolutionaries, like diehard, like Black Panther revolutionary type men. And so those were the people that I originally started having conversations with about poly relationship, or these hardcore revolutionary pro poly building, populating, Black liberation type conversations. That's how where my conversation started. What's up, lady? What's going on? Just letting you know. Have you on the big screen? Hi, on the big screen. That's so dope. Do I look great? Do I still look good on the big screen, girl? That's kind of funny. I love that. I have a friend that dated a bisexual man. Okay, and what happened? We're in Alabama. This is the Bible Belt. A whole lot of folks still hiding stuff in the closet. I've only been in Alabama 3 years. You know what I mean? So I've been non-monogamous I've been poly for 7 years. I did have 2 monogamous relationships in the 7 years. I had one that was actually monogamous, and then I had one that was not. It was non-consensual, polyamorous relationship. Dumbass, like, just stupid. It's so stupid. Like, you didn't have to. But Alabama is, yeah. I mean, y'all met me. I mean, I have not gone anywhere in Alabama, Birmingham, Huntsville. There has been no place that I literally have not walked into that someone has not said to me that I'm not from Alabama. You're not from Alabama, are you? I don't know why I stick out like a sore thumb, but apparently I do. And then just add my whole character to it. But it is very Bible Belt here. Very, everybody, when you literally almost every place you check out of there, have a blessed day, that kind of thing. Oh, thanks, lady. You're so sweet. I came in the chat because I thought I had to communicate back with you when you asked if you was back. You're good. I appreciate you being here. And since we're all here, like, share, subscribe, all that good fun stuff. And Jay, you can post the link. Post the link again if anybody, again, you guys are more than welcome to come up here and chat with me. More than welcome to chat with me. I really just kind of shared in some of my groups. I didn't really, normally I go crazy and share. I did do a TikTok though. And I did do a little TikTok thing and post it on my podcast page. I need to start getting on. Gilly says, hello. Because y'all know I probably didn't send her a link. She's probably going to be mad. She thinks the show starts at 9:00, by the way. She's never on time for this show. She literally never gets it right because I have a show on Sunday nights and it's the same. So there's the link to join. If you guys want to come up and have a conversation with me, I would love if y'all interjected. So there's the link to join. Oh, that's me. Let me pause. Sorry. That's my fault. I got to get my little share button over here. Share, copy. Now, y'all know if, now, Jay, you know, if when Gilly comes on and she starts with the polyamorous, she's going to go ape shit, probably. So I'm relying on you to keep her calm because no one else is here to do that. So it's on you tonight, boo. My phone. No, it's a different sweater. You're such a dick. It's a different sweater. It's not the same sweater. The last sweater was brown. I just have a lot of off the shoulder sweaters. Why is she not even, are you even on the show talking shit already? She's texting me about my sweater because I have a lot of like half sweaters and off the shoulder sweaters. It's cold here, but it's not cold yet. So, but anyway, so back to the conversation about consensual, non-consensual. This is great that Gilly's here right now. And so Gilly, tell me in the chat, was the thing that you saw, was it a TikTok video that you saw where the woman was saying, what was the story behind the video or whatever that you saw where the woman said that her boyfriend or husband or whatever was cheating and somebody decided that they were in a non-consensual poly relationship? If she decides to tell us what that is, we'll see if that comes up. But while she's doing that, or telling me or trying to have a conversation with me, I want to go back to I want to make sure that I try to stay on topic about the consensual and non-consensual and the hi
non-consensual polyamorous. The dude that cheated. You're not in a non-consensual poly. Go forth.
What happened? What was the scenario? I tried to tell the scenario, but I
was putting up my normal objections to polyamory. I was calling it selfish for the person who it centers around. I was calling it hedonistic for its sexual component. He said, well, Gilly, are you in a relationship? I said, yes. He says, and has he cheated knowing he knows he already did because y'all ganged up on me? But anyway, and I said, yes, but you work through it. Kim, we won't go into the record. Then he says, well, then you're in a non-consensual polyamory relationship. And I'm thinking the way people manipulate words blows my mind. I think it blew my mind when I was younger, and then Trump came along and we're like, holy shit, he's stringing words together. Non-consensual. I'm not in a polyamorous relationship because my dude cheated on me with 2 chicks and neither one of them knew about each other. That's a selfish, cheating ass dude. And I'm going to have to continually censor myself. Jim would be so proud of me for the 5 words I didn't say so far. Non-consensual polyamorous. He cheated on you. He went out and told people he was single. He didn't tell you he was doing it. That's cheating. That's not a non-consensual polyamorous relationship. Ridiculousness. Because I stayed with a cheater?
Yes,
he's not still going to the bitch's house.
That's the part that makes it non-consensual.
Oh God, whatever. Crawl up there further.
Listen, I'm not saying that this is non-consent. Listen, I'm not a lawmaker. Okay. I'm not saying that this is definitely we were just making the point that if you choose to be with someone who you know is going to cheat on you after they've already cheated. So they've cheated once, now they've cheated twice, they've cheated. This is not the first time. So you continue to stay with a man who has multiple lovers and it is not consensual. You do not agree with it. It's not okay that he has other lovers to you. It's not all right. It's not something that you are agreeable with or that you are okay with, but you're not going to leave him behind it.
Well, I'm not staying with somebody who's going to cheat. I don't think there's a plan in the works. I'm not saying, hey, this dude is going to cheat. I'm going to stay with him. At year 18, he cheated. Well, at year 18, somebody finally called me. Let's get it straight.
I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, but that's that's kind of the whole point. Like he's lying to everyone. I understand that, and I'm not trying to put any more bad shit on Polly at all. But I'm just when I was trying to explain or I was hoping that other people would interject as well too. I don't know what non-consensual would look like other than what it looks like, other than you're with someone that cheats, you don't agree with it, you're not okay with it, it's an argument all the time and it's a fight, but you're not leaving because of it. Like
I don't know he cheats. It happened. I forgave. We moved on. I therefore double check time, and I'm still very aware of it. And no, I don't think it's going on now. So I'm dummy for staying. I'm a polyamorous girl for staying.
First of all,
it
was not one time. He has cheated the entire
we're not gonna effing get into it. Not entire time. I am not going to continue with this manipulation of words. Not the entire time. Entire means entire. Not the entire time. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You weren't here the entire time. You don't know. Many times. Not entire time. Let's get these words right.
Many times.
Like Winston Churchill said, with great power comes great responsibility. Many times.
Many times he has
Keep fucking saying many times.
Many times he has cheated. And I don't know. And again, I think at that time and even now, I'm trying to make a point. And the point is that nowadays, especially with more people coming out about who they are and what they believe and what they want to do, the easiest thing to do is to just be honest with the person that you're fucking with. I'm polyamorous. Nice to meet you. You either are or you are not okay with that. I said,
absolutely.
Like if you start asking me all kinds of questions, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to be okay with it. At some point, it's going to become.
Well, they could just be curious. It's the respect level of how they ask.
I don't know. Is there any other like single women who are polyamorous that are on here or were polyamorous or were like not in like full-blown committed relationships? I'm just curious what they're experiencing, because I find that if men start asking me, there she is.
Well, I just want to say that, like, I also believe that anybody can do anything that they feel that gives their heart joy. I don't want anybody hiding any part of themselves.
Exactly.
At all. I just found beef with my situation.
What's going on, Kim?
I'm here.
Hey.
Welcome
to the show.
But to comment on what y'all were talking about, people not necessarily in the lifestyle, but they just like to title every freaking thing. So you have to Google everything to figure out what they're calling the meaning of it is. But because of that, I've tried to get very specific with how I use words and how I mean them, and make sure that you understand how I mean them. Non-consensual, if you want to label it that, but a cheater's a cheater. Like a cheater's a cheater. If you're fucking somebody else and you don't have my permission, you cheated, period.
Right. I mean, it makes sense. But
she said, period.
What would non-consensual be? Or is there not even that word? I could just be making shit up. I mean, at the end of the day, because I know that there's consensual poly relationships, but it seems redundant to me. But,
it could be a woman.
It is redundant, but non-consensual poly would be cheating. It probably is something that, well, let's see. No, it's a thing. It says non-consensual.
You know what? I think that if, let's say, a woman is with a polyamorous man and he's in other relationships with women and he is polyamorous and she knows it and he's honest with, I think, all of them, then she's in a non-consensual polyamorous relationship. Yeah.
How?
You heard it. How?
Yeah, that doesn't
because
make
she's
sense.
In it. She knows it. It's not a cheating situation. She's in it. She knows it. He knows it, but she don't want it. She don't want it. Not.
It is. First of all, you're saying that she's aware. So consensual is being aware of everyone and knowing that there are other people involved. Consensual is that
consensual is consent. It's rooted in the word consent.
I I'm allowing him to be with other women, and he's allowing me to be with other. I don't even like the word allowing. That's not really.
You don't even want to consent to that shit, though. You don't even want to consent to that shit, though.
What you mean?
What you mean?
I mean, there are people that are in poly relationships where only one person is poly and the other person isn't by their choice. And that's the thing with the lifestyle. The lifestyle can be whatever you want it to be. And if you look hard enough and long enough, you'll find somebody else that wants the same things you want. The lifestyle is about freedom, and it's about being able to be whoever you are, whoever that is for you. But
I bet you there's a lot of love in it. I grew up in not necessarily a commune, but it was a camp with bikers and the kids. I mean, I ran around naked till I was like 4. All the kids ran around naked till they were 4. They were just bikers and they were high, and you got to think they were all doing something. So that was just a gigantic commune, and there was a lot of hippie love there. So I would almost want to dive in further and actually meet couples like this and see the positives, because I apparently only have a negative opinion of it. I'd like to see positive parts of it.
You have a negative opinion of it, but what's your opinion is of a cheater. Your opinion is not of poly. Well,
no, I'm a kind of a prude too. I'm the hoish prude I've ever fucking met.
how are you a hoish prude?
Isn't that funny? Because I was pretty fairly friendly and free with myself until I got into this one. And even this one was a little bit. But now I'm a prude. Now I can't stand watching kissing on TV. Like, I gotta get out of this house.
But I'm her girl. Like, she calls but listens to my stories. So
she's living vicariously through you.
I mean, oh hell yes. She explains length, width, moisture. I live through every fucking detail. Yes.
Why are you lying right now?
Not a bit. I'm not lying a single damn bit. I told you. And anytime I come on here, people don't know me. I'm going to be absolutely transparent, beyond honest.
Oh, I wore a sweater because it's hot in here now.
It's that same damn sweater. Tell a lie.
It's not. It's a totally different sweater. Go back and look. It's a totally different sweater. But anyway, Kim J said, well, she did show her face for 1 second. Jay, is that okay? I don't know if there's you have to put your face on for 1 second or something. But Gilly, nobody can see. Okay, there you go. Okay, thank you. Look, girl, bye. So
look, you got to forgive me. I work for one of them companies. I ain't trying to reveal my name or anything. I have to be careful what I say.
My whole damn full name is up here. I can't even get my whole full name off.
Oh no, I deleted mine before I went on.
It's driving me crazy.
Yeah, you can put I think you can put what name you want there. Look. Thanks, lady. When talking about black men don't cheat.
What?
Honestly,
I'm so dumb. I thought white men didn't. Until one put me in the elevator.
See, but
life changing. Blue eyes. The thing looked like chicken. Blue eyes.
I was trying to explain how I was shy, and here you come on talking about getting shoved in an elevator, and just and how I go into detail about tragic. Anyway.
I do live through you. Absolutely live through you.
Anyway, so Kim's got her computer up, obviously. What is it? Does it define non-consensual? What does it look like, or give an example?
It says
does not give consent.
Shut up.
Hold on, let me look up another one, because that one was really long and boring. And
I didn't think
I felt like I was
a poly person being with a monogamous person.
Yeah, that's pretty simple, because he poly, but I'm not.
But I'm not going to say any names, but
he's not. Look, I can't let you call your dude poly, and unless there's part of the story I'm missing. He's a cheater.
No, not at all. He's a hoe. He's just opportunistic.
Yeah, we not. Let's call it what it is. Then he a hoe. He not poly, because that's the whole point of why we do what we do. On a serious note,
right?
That's the whole point of why we do what we do. Is one, because people need to stop having to hide and be ashamed, and they should be allowed to have a place that they can be themselves. So that
And
is
be
what the
honest.
lifestyle is for me.
That's
But
very freeing. You're right. That sounds very freeing. And Kim's
it
having a freaking ball.
Fuck off.
A fucking ball.
I've been on every avenue of the lifestyle, from single to married to not married to party hostess to
Well,
unicorn.
here come the crazy questions. Have you
Oh,
lived
shit.
domestically?
Yes.
Really? And how many?
I had a poly relationship that was a triad.
2 girls, 1 guy?
Yes.
And you sound alpha to me.
Yes.
Okay. And there's always going to be an alpha female.
There can be 2 alphas.
I don't know about that. Well, yeah. Yeah.
There can
Yeah,
be.
maybe. Because I'm not that I'm picturing it,
Because
because girl.
you have to keep in mind, you're coming at this that somebody is making me live a lifestyle that I don't want to live. And that's totally not it.
Let me be completely honest. I think I'm living a lifestyle where I'm in a house and I don't have 100% of the attention and love. And that would freak me out to not, like, you like her more? Like, all day long, I'd be like, you like her more? Does she cook better than me?
But that's
She does
because
cook
you're
better
being
than me.
cheated on, and therefore it has flared up all of your own insecurity. In a relationship like what we have, we don't have to feel that way, because there's
We already
times
know what it is. We're only giving it part of ourselves.
no, not even that. But I get from both parties. So I don't have to
What?
worry about 100% from one person, because I got 2 people or 3 people or whatever, however I build it, that I can give me attention.
So in
So
poly relationships, you pretty much have to cross over.
no, you don't have to.
Okay.
It's what it works for you. That's the
Because
whole
I do
thing
have a
about
certain
poly.
fantasy that involves it, but I'm
Poly can
ashamed of
be
it.
whatever you want it to be.
Okay.
Like, there's a guy in our group that's he's BDSM. He has
What?
4 different women. 2 of those women
Yes.
are married. They're married to completely other people that have nothing to do with it, but they are his women. They are his property. They all live a BDSM lifestyle, very literal.
Yeah, literally and openly as
There's
well, too.
another
They are
couple that's
brave. They are brave as fuck. I'm not mad at none of them. I mean, they got their
they're
pictures up,
married.
their shit on their public, I mean, their personal. They don't give a fuck. They got no fucks to give about anybody. If you don't like them, you can kiss every one of their fucking asses. And I mean, and they don't want you to miss a spot either. I fucking love them.
They're amazing. I know them. I know them in real life. That's the
I
great thing.
fucking
I know
love
them in
them.
real life. They're awesome people.
Yeah, they are everywhere together. They're everywhere. Like they're you really have to almost pay attention, because like literally they split their time evenly. It looks like amongst each other, and they all like get along, and they are.
That's not how it look. Let me burst your bubble, because you're just seeing the online. No, it works great, but that's not how it works at all. 2 of those women are married.
Oh, 2 of those women are married?
2 of those women are married to other people, to other men, and they have full other lives. So no, they don't split it evenly like my idea of poly. He is their dom. He's met their husbands. The husbands know about him.
Dom meaning dominant?
Huh?
Dom meaning dominant?
Dom meaning dominant, but dom meaning BDSM lifestyle.
What is BDSM?
Look it up, Gilly.
Yeah, you got to look that up. That's
I know what it is. Oh, yeah.
That's a whole
That's why you're
different
initializing it.
podcast for
YouTube.
another
Got
day.
you. Got you.
Okay.
I just figured it out.
And y'all be teasing me about what I haven't done.
Girl, I think the only thing that I've ever done that's even risky is 1 train and 4 sealed tights. That's about it.
You know what? Oh my God.
That's the only risky thing I've ever done.
Gilly.
A train and some CO2 cards? What?
A couple of trains.
You know what? That doesn't have anything to do.
No, I'm just saying, you said what things you haven't done, and you're so green.
I mean,
I'm kind of green.
wait a
I've only
minute
done
though.
that.
Wait a minute. If she just admitted to a couple of different trains, then it sounds like she just admitted to being
No, I told you I was
lifestyle.
No, I told you I was
That
very
might not
friendly
be-
in my youth. Very friendly in my youth.
Okay, well, I think what we
I have
define
relations.
that now as being a swinger, ma'am.
Yeah.
It was. I was what? It was 20. It was in my 20s.
Really, Gilly? Really?
I'm joking.
I
Everybody
think
knows
that
I'm kidding.
I
I
think.
forget
I got a
children will hear
question.
this. I'm
Oh,
joking.
Kim's got a
Gilly,
question.
I have a question.
Mm-mm.
So, are you married or are you just in a relationship?
Apparently, I'm just his girlfriend for 22
Okay.
years. 22 years, I've been his girlfriend.
Okay. But I'm asking you, do you guys have a piece of paper that says you're husband and wife?
No,
Okay, so you're his girlfriend of 22 years
right.
and you have caught him cheating on you multiple times.
I'm intuitive as fuck, so yeah, I'm gonna go with multiple.
Why the fuck
I don't
are
fucking
you
know. I
still
don't
putting
fucking
up
know.
with
I don't
it?
fucking know.
Or better yet, why the fuck you ain't cheated on his ass?
Yeah, that's the question. I've been trying for years to get her to.
I gotta remember this is live.
I
I don't know.
I've been trying to tell her if she
Um,
just let one motherfucker get a hold of her and dick her down good, I'm telling you that party would be over. She'd go home and throw his shit in the
honestly,
street.
if that were an option, that'd have been 5 years ago before I let myself go into absolute deep depression and let my whole entire body and face and hair go to
So
shit.
get up off your ass and do something about it. Don't sit over there and wallow in it and say, "Oh, I'm just gonna cover it in
I
mud and
know.
I'm just gonna lay here and wallow in mud."
You
Change
got somebody
that.
else to gang up on me?
Baby, you in trouble now. Bring her out to play. Bring her to play. You were scared to come. Why you didn't get her to come with you?
She lives in Florida.
They got planes.
I mean, I know.
Trains and
I'm gonna get it.
automobiles.
That's a
Hey,
great
wait a
idea,
minute.
though. That's a great
Hold on.
idea.
What part of Florida?
St. Pete? Why you gotta know?
So
Clearwater.
you know February.
It's tax time.
February we're going to the beach.
Yes, I heard that you're going to the beach.
Probably in Florida. I'm
Which
just
beach?
saying.
St. Pete has the best beach, and then Madeira is good, and then
Yeah, but they're
best
probably
beach
gonna
there.
go to like Pensacola or someplace in the Panhandle because it's.
Ooh, Riviera, Redneck Riviera. Yes,
No,
ma'am.
we're going to no. See, y'all go about this. Y'all vacation completely the wrong way.
Okay.
We don't pick a destination. We pick a house because we need this house to have certain things. I don't give a damn where the house is.
I could be talked into this house.
It has to be on the beach. It has to have at least 6 or 7 bedrooms.
Oh my God.
And it has to have a hot tub. You've just knocked out 80% of the houses in the world. Now you throw into the fact that it can only cost X amount of money.
There's one directly on the beach right now with 6 bedrooms, $498 a night on Airbnb.
Yes.
Where?
Everywhere.
This is like JJ's on Thursday. Ladies drink free.
Where have I been looking at? Gulf Shores, Destin, Panama.
Ladies get in free, and dudes have to pay and buy the drink. So we're living by those rules, right?
They're kind of like those rules. We're kind of like those rules.
Well, we should.
I can't even like kitchen and cook. So
I'm not ganging up on Gilly, but I have been feeling like if she just really got, because she, I keep trying to tell her, she's worried about the wrong shit, and that these motherfuckers out here will wear her big ass out.
Girl, come hang out with us.
I am a little bit less big. Quitting drinking helped. I'm definitely.
I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you, though. I'm trying to tell you.
Look,
I'm sick of y'all
Gilly
motherfuckers talking
sound like
about that's
she
a
a little
fupa bitch. It's a
curious. I
gut.
think you need to invite Gilly to the Facebook group and let her check some things out.
That'd be a great
I
idea.
would blush.
Gilly, you want to get in the group?
I wouldn't get through 5 pictures. They were like racy. I would blush.
No, on the Facebook, it's regular Facebook. So all Facebook rules apply.
Yeah,
okay.
There's no nudity.
That's
we just won't invite you to the chat.
Yeah, no, you gotta earn your keep to get there anyway. So baby step.
Yeah, she should come on. That's a great idea because she's definitely anti-poly. So I think it'd be a good.
I'm not anti-poly. I'm anti-selfish, opportunistic fucks.
She's just
I'm anti this dude who doesn't deserve it getting spoiled by 4 women. I think I saw that on TV, and they're all taking care of him and shit, and he's all macho. You're a fucking douche. You're a fucking douchebag.
Not the case.
Maybe I just don't like a douchebag. I don't fucking know.
But here's the thing, and Kim said it to you earlier. She said you are looking at it as if everybody else is unconsensual. Like everybody is choosing.
No. I think the show that I saw was one guy. It was 4 women, and they just took care of him, and he loved on them, and everybody kind of had assigned days, and everything was really fucking great. And I'm like, you're a dick.
Well, no,
I found him to be egotistical.
You might be talking. I think there's a show on TV, but that is not what we are. That is not.
Is it based solely in sex?
That is not the show I know that there's a show on. I don't know. I think it's called Sister Wives. It's been on forever, and it's that white dude and all those women, and
they all fucking look alike, to be honest with you.
I mean, they have a very unique situation as well too. But I mean, of course they're polygamous, but I think that has to do with like their religion and their like people. Again, there's so many whys to Kim. I don't know if Kim got booted or what happened. There's so many whys behind the poly lifestyle. It's not just one reason why, you know what I mean? Like there's so many different reasons why, but at the end of the day, people just need to be honest and open. We're in this, I personally was in because it was more freeing, and everybody knows me. I get bored easily. I like, the fun of meeting somebody and falling for them and
the butterflies.
Yeah, like all that shit. And then
the beginning flirting.
Yeah, not liking them anymore. I mean, finding a new guy. I mean, I just, and I'm bored.
I don't think that's a fault of yours. Yes, you do get bored quickly. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And not just with men, just with board games, with a shopping trip, with a day at the damn pool. You get bored quickly. But when I think that after a minute, you fall in love so quick. And that there's certain men who show their ass in a day, 2 days. Some don't show it for like a week. So it's not 100% on you that you get bored with them. It really isn't. Don't take all their heat because it's just when will they gonna show their ass? The countdown to show your ass day.
But when I find someone, it's really dope that I can hang out with them and like be around them more than one time or more than 2 or 3 times. I'm getting better at it. I'm getting better at attracting, the type of the better quality men, different mindset. I'm not saying perfect, but they're definitely people that I can have conversations with and I can connect with and I can have sex with. I mean, like, I definitely would consider them my lovers at this point. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I would definitely consider.
I would even consider a couple that you became so close with, but really never have been in their presence lovers as well.
Yes. I mean, I know exactly who you're talking about too. Yeah, no, a couple of them. Mm-hmm. A couple of them. I think a couple of them, there's a couple of men like that I never had sexual relationships with, but they were my lovers. Absolutely. I agree. Yeah. Hold on. Let me see how I do that. Kim, hold on. Let me see. I can't.
You didn't smoke.
Kim sent me the link. I got to figure out how to share it, reply to it more, forward it. I don't think it'll let me. Oh, I don't know how to.
We are so tech savvy.
Yeah, I'm not tech savvy at all. Kim, give me a second and I'll try to figure it out. Jay, I'm going to send you this and maybe you can figure out. I'm going to forward it to Jay and maybe Jay can figure out how to.
Oh, Jay can definitely figure it out.
Yeah, I was going to put it, but it won't let me put it in there. So I figured there was some kind of block.
I don't think so. There might be. I'm going to send it to Jim though. I hope this is the right Jim I'm sending it to. Jesus. Jay, did I just send you something? Yeah, that's right, Jay. You changed his picture. Did you change your picture? Oh, yeah, that's him. Okay, good. All right. Sorry. Yeah, that's him.
Looking through your damn bifocals.
Get the link in the thing, Gilly. So what we do, you have to come and get the link and put it in your Facebook, or I'll have to. Maybe I can invite her. Kim, can I invite her?
Give her my phone number and she can text it to me.
That it doesn't work that way, little
Or
girl.
you can text it to me.
Po thing. Oh baby.
You know I don't know how any of this works.
I know you don't.
That's why well, you know what? It's about time for you to stop saying, I don't know, I can't, and figure that out. We got a group of women that's going to help you figure it out, Miss Lady.
I love it. I love it. I love girl power.
I think I
Fucking
think she'll
Care Bear
actually like
stare.
it,
Let's do it.
Gilly. Oh, invite. Oh, I can invite you, Gilly. Look at her. Are you blushing already?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
All right, I just invited Gilly to the group, you guys. So
Yay.
we won't throw her in the chat until she earns her keep, like Kim said. But you can at least be on the page. Yeah, it's like nudity and
I
stuff.
hope earning your keep isn't like sending a racy picture, because we all know whose picture it's going to be.
We just nobody's okay. First of all, nobody's in the group has seen my vajayjay.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Let me. That's not true. There might have been somebody in the group.
You are stupid as fuck. I can't.
There might be one person that's seen my vajayjay. I'm not sure.
Tuesdays are going to have to be Mimosa Tuesday or some sort of alcoholic beverage. Well, yeah.
Well,
Tequila Tuesday. Oh my God.
I'm on a 90-day alkaline cleanse.
Well, when is that up? We'll celebrate it with Tequila Tuesday. How about that?
In March.
What?
No, February. The end of February, last week of February. So
I'm like, this is clearly not January.
Yeah, well, it's 90 days, and I've only been on it for like 2 weeks, and I had a little no alcohol, no meat, no dairy. And that does not mean no dick, though. I can assure you of that. Okay.
Okay, fantastic. Keep taking that vitamin D.
Lots of dick.
Yeah, I'm replacing dick right now. Anyway, it's irrelevant. But so anyway, I want to thank everybody for coming to the show. It's fucking 10 o'clock already, and I know Jay will be like, "Do your thing, girl," but y'all know I don't be up late like this. I'll be up late like this. But anyway, this was a great conversation. Kim, I appreciate you. And I know Wynn's in the background, so I know he can hear me.
He is.
I appreciate y'all's input.
Nice to meet you.
Doing this. See, hey.
What up?
I appreciate y'all coming on, and I appreciate everybody from the group that came on. It's a dope little group, Gilly. You might like it.
I'm gonna check it out.
I think you should. I think you should belong to something like this. Anyway, I never even thought about it.
I thought about a bowling team, but why not?
I never even thought about it, Kim.
I thought about a crocheting circle, a knitting circle, but why not this?
I mean,
hey. I think you need some if you
I
don't
say
need
I
nothing
can't.
else,
I don't.
you
I
need
said
some
why?
girl
Freaking
power.
not.
You need some girl power and some
I do. I do. And a freaking and a brand new razor, and we're to town. Shut up, Kim.
Kim will be happy to kidnap you and take you out for a spa day beforehand.
You're the third person to threaten to kidnap me. That's fucking awesome.
See?
It's a sign, Gilly. It's a sign.
You were talking about pulling up in a U-Haul and throwing me in it.
I mean, whatever works. I mean, honestly, I got an extra bedroom still, so there's that.
One day, I hope it is y'all kidnapping me, because what if somebody does kidnap me? I'm gonna go along with it, and if it's a stranger, I'm fucked.
If they don't pinch your boob, then it's not us.
Okay, good.
There you go. Yeah. Because there's actually there's a jump
worst thing in the
out
world.
crew.
What's a good code?
I'm in a group in Birmingham that has a jump out crew, and if you put in the thing that you want to get kidnapped, they'll come kidnap you. It's not okay. Listen, I'm not. I mean, to each their own, but it's not okay. But they do that shit. They put that shit out there, and then
no, I'm just being facetious. We're not actually kidnapping anyone, breaking any laws.
Right.
Allegedly.
Their wheel over here.
Allegedly, yeah.
Jay put it in the group, and
awesome.
And listen, there are rules, Kim. Let them. I'm not telling you to tell them the rules, but I'm saying, if I say something wrong, but there are rules in the group. I know Kim, and I know that she is putting this link out there in good faith that, if you're coming in, understand that this is a very protective community.
Very
that
much.
you're getting into. If you're not coming in there to get truly educated, don't fucking bother. It's not a freak show. Okay, that's coming
Oh, that's
from
a
me.
nice way to say it.
It's not a fucking freak show. Okay, that's
Very
not
good
what it is.
advocacy.
If you want to
No,
learn
we screen all members. We screen them very closely. So far we've done good to make sure we keep out the robots and the fake profiles and all that, because we are looking for real people that are really curious about it. There's questions to join. If you don't answer the questions, you probably get denied. You're probably not getting in. And the
Mhm.
only people that really get in without having to answer questions are people that we know in real life. So we already know their really lifestyle.
Right,
We already know what they're doing.
right.
I think this is a really positive way to get educated, a visual
It
way.
is.
So
I
that's neat.
agree. I agree,
Okay.
and that's why I wanted to do the show because at the end of the day, if you're going to be in this, I think the best thing you can do is make sure that as best as you can that everybody is consensual. And the best thing that you can do is be honest about who you are and what your relationship looks like, and to hold everybody accountable, including myself. Ask questions if you don't know, because at the end of the day, if you're going to ask a question and they're not going to tell you the truth after that, then there's a real problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
And if you've asked a question, if you've asked the literal question, one, you can't be mad at nobody. Then you lied to me. It wasn't a omission. And
right.
because many people play that omission game,
Mhm.
you have to ask very specific. Do you
Right.
have a wife? Oh, you don't have a wife? Do you live with a woman?
Right.
Is there a woman that thinks you belong to her? Oh, I've asked the question many different ways. Do
Yes.
you go home to somebody every night?
Right. I do the same thing. I say, are you in a relationship with someone? No. Is there anyone who thinks they're in a relationship with you, in any way, shape, or form? Because if not, I'm not, I'm not fucking with it. I mean,
It's got to start somewhere, I suppose.
yeah,
No one
yeah,
else is kind of doing
yeah.
it.
Yeah, and again, everybody has their own dynamic. And to Kim's, I meant to say this earlier. I'm going to say this, and I swear to God, I'm going to stop the show.
I'm starting to think that this shit burned me harder than I thought it did.
While I was, and I can't, I know he wouldn't care, but I'm not going to say his name. I'm just going to say, Gilly, you'll know who I say when I say this. The young man that I was involved with, he was a monogamous creature, very, very young, very young.
G or M?
He was a monogamous creature and I was non-monogamous. And I just thought about that. And he knew that I was non-monogamous. And
What was the first initial of that name?
He was 22.
You nasty girl.
Mind your fucking business, okay?
I'm so damn jealous. It makes no damn sense.
And he was a monogamous creature. Remember, he was monogamous. And
Not jealous. I can't be. You can't go younger than your kid's age. Are you serious?
I can't do what?
You can't go younger than your kid's age. Isn't there a rule to the age? Like,
I'm pretty sure there's a movie that made millions of dollars telling us otherwise. Stella got a groove.
Listen, he was of age. I mean, baby, and he was of age too.
I'm just jealous. I'm a hater.
And there were some rules, I guess, and I tried to abide by some of them, but he was definitely an exception to the rule. I tried to make sure they stayed older than my oldest son, but shit happens. Like, I'm not chasing them; they're chasing me. I kept telling us, don't call me a fucking cougar. Y'all motherfuckers don't want to hunt.
I love your pretty girl problems. Pretty girl problems. You just delight me every day with your pretty girl problems. Wonderful.
Fuck off.
Yeah, well.
Fuck off. So Gilly, thank you, Kim, Wynn, Lady, and there's Shannon. There's so many people on the show. I can't see everybody's name. Wynn, I said Wynn, Kim. Hold on, let me go back because there's so many people that came today. It's so dope. I know Ashan came on earlier, Gemini, and I don't know who's all on, you guys. I can't see anything. I'm just going back through the thread. I appreciate y'all so much. Mary, is it Shafiq? Kim, is that his? Am I pronouncing that right? Shafiq?
How we say it, baby?
Shafiq. Daryl, Ricky. Thank you guys.
Staff name. The photographer.
Oh, no, I think it's Shafiq. I think it's Shafiq. I think it's
That's very close. It
it's
was
very
something
close.
real fancy.
I appreciate all y'all. Jay, I appreciate you. Thank you guys for being like really open and honest. I'm definitely gonna have more shows because I think it's important. I like what you guys are doing, and I appreciate you like opening your platform too. I think that's dope as fuck.
Quick question: is this going to be pure poly moving forward?
Who?
Your shows?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no. I just wanted to have. This is kind of my. I mean, I'm not saying it'll be my last one, but I just had to get. I just had to get.
No, it shouldn't be your last. Do what you
I've
feel.
actually been trying to have this show for a couple of months, to be honest with you. This show goes back a couple of months. I just happened to have some other ones because some shit Jay was doing. I was watching one of his podcasts, and there was a couple poly men, but then everybody else was monogamous, and they were like diehard Christians, and I felt compelled to do a show after that. Like,
I might want to see that one if I go to Savage. Yeah. What is it called?
SavageCom.entertainment.
SavageCom.entertainment.
Where you're
I always
at on
get
YouTube, like where you're at on YouTube, and you can see all of his. I think that one was in the Velvet Room.
I think you're right.
And I think it was last week. It was a couple of weeks ago, but so I was compelled that time to do to do that show. And no, like my other show was about narcissism.
Oh, that's true.
It wasn't about, but this, yeah. So. But anyway, I appreciate everybody coming on. Thank you, Kim, for coming on, and for Gilly. I'm surprised you came on. I didn't expect you to come on, and I appreciate it.
No problem. Have a good night.
She didn't come on my Sunday show for me to make the big announcement, but Gilly's is officially my co-host on my Podbean show, and she officially was a no call on her first day of work.
And if you know me, that tracks. That absolutely tracks.
But she's gonna be on my show on Sunday. She normally is anyway, but I mean she needs to be, she's the co-host. I mean it's better with her. That's just the reality of it. So she's got some insight. She's got some insight. We're working on integrity together, her and I both, but she's definitely got some
think I'm a psychopath, so I might be exempt.
That's a whole nother show.
I'm dead serious. I've been taking notes for 3 days, and I think I'm a psychopath. I'm not a bad one.
We'll have another show on mental illness. So thank you guys for showing up. I appreciate you sharing time with me. I believe in each and every one of you. You're important to all my Black men. You are important. You are vital. You are needed. You are worthy, and you are relevant. And I love you, and I believe in you. And we will see you back here next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern. And I'm on Podbean on Sundays at 9 p.m. Central Time, 10 p.m. Eastern. See you.